Hello out there in the community, it's Chris, it's the Mad Respect, and can you believe it? We made it through 2023, barring some unforeseen circumstance. This should probably be my last video of the year, and nothing fancy, just a simple unboxing. I have a weekly order from the Discount Comic Book Service for the week of December 20th. And then an eBay purchase from Ron's Comic Closet of a few books that slipped my mind a couple months back. And if you've been following the channel, I've been mentioning these books ad nauseum every time I open another one of another issue from that series. So we'll get to that when we get to that. Let's crack into the Discount Comic Book Service. It's a pretty hefty box, but nothing close to last video for my books for the 13th, where I had 70 plus single issues. That was nuts. That was a nutsoid week. I remember back once upon a time when the big two would give us a break around the holidays and take weeks off, etc. Definitely not this year in 2023. They piled it on. Of course, a lot of it was extra printings from Image, of course, and stacking books. In my case, boom titles. So let's go. Here we got. It doesn't say which week it's for, but I know it's books from December 20th. So we'll probably open up all books from December 27th to kick off the new year. Because as far as I know, they are still on the East Coast. So here, cut it so I can get into it. Alright. Still stuck on there. Wow, that one really did not want to cooperate. Alright, let's stack one. And stack B, or stack A and stack B. Let's get this out there so we can show that off. Doesn't want to come. Now it does. So we'll go ahead and just leave the cardboards in between them for condition's sake. So here we have December 20th. We have only 42 items this week for December 20th. So, to kick it off, from Dark Horse and Comixology Originals, this is Canary from Scott Schneider and Dan Panosian. Cover A by Panosian. This is another one of the continuing series of Comixology Originals that Snyder did back in, I guess he started his contract with them maybe in, I'm guessing, 2018. And then back in 2021, starting with, I believe, Night of the Ghoul. No, it's We Have Demons with Greg Capullo. Kicked off Dark Horse's reissuing of the books in physical format. They first do it in a 3-issue floppy miniseries, and then they collect it in trade paperback. I really enjoyed issue 1 of Canary. Looking forward to seeing how that continues. Next up, we have Batman Off-World, issue number 2. Jason Aaron, Doug Mahnke. I think it's David Barron on colors and Mendoza on the inks. End of issue. Credits page. It is indeed. Jaime Mendoza on inking. And this is cover D by Francesco Mattina. Another nice painted job from Mattina. He's one of my favorite Batman cover artists released. Next up we have Star Wars The High Republic, issue number 2. This is cover C, and it comes from Rod Rice. And then we have second copy. And so Marvel Comics have stopped drawing the line at $3.99, and although nope, down there in the little barcode, all Marvel titles are now up to $4.99 regular cover price, but thankfully in exchange for the extra $1, they're finally giving us cover stock instead of paper stock. I mean interior page stock as cover stock. So although it will cost us in the wallet, we're gonna get nicer looking, what's the word? Nicer, I don't know what the word is. Here is the Deviant issue number 1 in the second printing. I don't have my first printing handy, so on the first printing, I'll just kind of describe it to you. Santa Claus is standing more off, slightly either to the left or the right, and facing at a profile. And our second printing here, he is now a tad closer, centered, and facing directly towards us. So what I'm hoping is, if this series continues to rate more extra printings, if this one sells out at distributor level and they have to go to a third, I'm hoping he's going to continue to come closer, stalking us on these continuing extra printings. So this one wasn't on Discount Comic Book Services. Some extra printings the Friday before FOC. Discount Comic Book Service will add several extra printings to their site that night, and the Deviant was not. I sent them an email on Friday saying, if you see this in time, can you add this to the website? By Sunday afternoon, they had not added it, so I ordered a copy of this from Billy at Economics and Comics. I can't remember if that package is shipped yet, but I have not received it. And then on Monday, retroactively, they replied to my email saying, we went ahead and add one to your order, so now I'm going to have an extra copy of Deviant number 1 in the second printing. Future channel giveaway, who knows? Next up, we have, speaking of extra printings, here is Transformers number 2 in a second printing, cover B, the Jason Howard Duke Spotlight variant. Interesting Transformers Spotlight variant features Duke, but not hard to understand, since Duke does appear within the actual meat of the guts of Transformers number 2, and if you read it, you know what I mean. Next up is Transformers number 2 in the second printing. This is cover C. Was that cover A with Duke? I'm looking at, yeah, this is cover A with Duke. Second printing cover A. This is second printing cover C, and this is a Jason Howard Cliff Jumper Transformer character spotlight. I'm looking forward to in the new year, once these are all said and done in the books. I don't know how many more they're gonna keep pulling out to make a video showing off a complete set of these Jason Howard variants. All right, here we go with the plot holes. This is issue number 5. I'm going to set this aside because it relates to the specifically to the Ron's Comic Closet package that we'll open up next. This looks like a cover art by Victor Santos, and this is cover C. And I believe this is the final issue for the plot holes. We'll set that over here with this little stack I got. Next up, here is House of Slaughter, issue number 20, the FOC reveal variant by Ramon Perez. And anyone who watches my channel knows that I stack 3 copies per open order variant on House of Slaughter. It was last week's box that had A, B, and C covers, and then the FOC reveal variant was held back either by Boom or by Discount Comic Book Service, and it ended up in my box for December 20th. Alright, next up we have Creepshow issue number 4 from volume 2. This is cover A by Guillaume March, who's doing cover duty on volume 2 of Creepshow. This series is by Nick Dragata, writing and drawing the A story, and the B story is by Elisa Quitney and Morissette. Elisa Quitney was a assistant editor at DC Vertigo back in the 90s. That's where I know her name from. And since I didn't mention it, House of Slaughter is by James Tynion IV and Werther Dell'Edera as showrunners, kind of. And this arc is written by Sam Johns with main art by Letitia Cadonici. So, and it's the finale of the Alabaster story arc. Alright, next up, this is one of my favorite covers of this shipment, and it has damage on it, which is unfortunate. We have New Burn, issue number 13 from Chip Zdarsky and Jacob Phillips, with a backup story by it's David Brothers. Nope, a new backup story written by Amy Chase with art by Fabian Lelay. I'm unfamiliar with that creative team, but this is a great cover. And if it's possibly, there's nothing breaking. I could possibly get a nice press on this from someone who really knows what they're doing and could probably take out those wrinkles. Next up, here is The Deviant, issue number 2, cover A by Joshua Hickson. Here you got it. So again, as you look at this, if this one happens to sell it at the distributor level, perhaps on a second printing, he may be facing us rather than facing off to one side, a la issue 1. We shall see if it comes to that, if the Deviant's sales are strong enough to rate more extra printings. Next up, we have Star Wars The High Republic, issue number 2. This is the cover A by Phil Noto, featuring for the first time on a main cover the nameless Jedi killer monster. And I believe this is one of the keepers of such. It says the Child of the Storm. I assume this character is not the Child of the Storm. That's just the title of the story. Enjoyed issue 1 of this new Marvel run. I just don't like how they show in the back of the books the checklist. Now I know the series is finite at issue 10, and then there's the miniseries that's going on right now, Shadows of Starlight, and that'll conclude High Republic Arc 3. Here is Creepshow. This is an awesome cover. Issue number 2 in the B cover. Dragata, Quitney, and Morissette, and this is Nick Dragata variant. This is not quite like the Dragata I am used to. The eyes kind of jump out as Dragata to me, but everything else, I guess since it's horror, Dragata is mainly done like sci-fi and Fantastic Four comics. To my eyes, to this point, guess I can understand. And up next we have more Star Wars: The High Republic issue number 2. This is cover B. These are the connecting B cover variants. I think there's gonna be one for the first story arc, and these are by Miko Soyan. So I don't remember there being a connecting cover for, or a connecting variant for issue 1, but no, there was. It was Kiev. So Kiev is on the first one. I don't know if it's going to connect here at the flag, or I'm not sure where or how they're going to connect, but I remember the Kiev cover has the same dark red, faded crimson background to it. Here's a series I've been really enjoying. This is Spine-Tingling Spider-Man, issue number 3. I believe I'm getting B covers on the odds. Yes, B covers on the odds. One for, oh, so this is Alessandro Cappuccio of Moon Knight, Claim to Fame. This series is by Saladin Ahmad and amazing art by Juan Ferreira, who is doing the backup story in last week's Detective Comics. I'm definitely chomping at the bit to catch up on my stacks and get to that detective. I want to see Juan take on the Dark Knight for sure. Okay, here's another cover of the box candidate. This is Hunt for the Skinwalker, the finale, issue number 4 from Zach Thompson and Valeria Burzo and Jason Wordy, and this is cover A by Martin Simmons of Universal Monsters Dracula and Department of Truth fame. That's awesome. It's an awesome gray. It's a very sick looking gray. Love it. Next up, we have Rare Flavors. Number 3, cover B by Danny. It seems like Rom and Tinian and Dan Waters and pretty much anyone in the white noise crew, and so on and so forth. They always choose the same like 5 or 6 variant cover artists, probably because they're all friends and they know each other forever. But you can count on a Danny variant when it comes to Rom or Dan Waters or Alex Packnadell, all of them. Here is Incredible Hulk issue number 7. This is cover B, the Peach Momoko Nightmare variant. This was Peach Momoko's set of series of December variants, characters in their nightmare mode. This is quite close to what's been going on in the Guts as far as showing Bruce's Hulk transformations within this title. He's not just growing or like bulking up in the moonlight like it was shown to appear in even as far back as Immortal Hulk, and especially back in the Peter David era. This Hulk is like ripping through and like tattered pieces of Banner flesh plopping off onto the ground. Great transformation illustrations in this run on Incredible Hulk that began earlier this year by Philip Kennedy Johnson. And when we're lucky, the art is by Nick Klein. And when we're unlucky, we get a fill-in artist, which I believe after this 3-issue arc involving the new version of the Ghost Rider, Nick Klein will be needing to take another break. I mean, Nick Klein could run 6 issues at a time on Thor with Donnie, and then without Donnie on that most recent run of Thor. But now that he's doing Incredible Hulk, he can maybe string together 2 or 3 issues, and then in comes the fill-in. Nightwing issue number 109. This is another nice cover for this week. This is by Tom Taylor with art by Stephen Byrne, and backup story with art by Sam Brasri. This is I believe this is the conclusion to the Nightwing as a pirate, trying to find out what Rick Grayson left for him in storage when he had lost his memory, and he was Rick Grayson, and he left a package for Dick Grayson on this pirate storage unit type of thing. So, looking forward to seeing how the story wraps up. But it looks like cover A here by Bruno Redondo. So it looks like Redondo is done on Nightwing. Solicits through March. No sign. I can't remember the last issue. What was this 109? Issue 100 maybe was the last time. Was it? Is there 100 or it was 105? It was the issue right after. What was that thing called? The last 2-month event thing. Night Terrors. Right after Night Terrors, I think Redondo did the issue where you see it through Nightwing's perspective, I believe it was. And other than that, he did part of the art in 100, and otherwise it's been Stephen Byrne or Nicola Scott, who's now doing Titans. And guess what? Titans is having a fill-in artist. Nicola Scott can't keep up. DC needs to, both DC and Marvel need to hire Dan Mora to do all their comics, because Dan Mora never misses an issue, and when he has to miss it, they specifically pick the same artist to draw 2 or 3 issues as a gap. They don't have to find 7 different artists to fill in a couple issues because the other artist is too slow, or he doesn't. I mean, Dan's the man. Let's put it that way. Geiger, Ground Zero, issue number 2 of 2. I usually get variants on this issue. Nope, I'm getting cover A's this time around. Cover A by Gary Frank, written by Jeff Johns, art by Gary Frank and Brad Anderson, letters by Rob Lee. This is the prequel to the Geiger proper miniseries from 2021. And this, I believe, is the precursor to the Ghost Machine one-shot, which I believe comes out in a couple weeks in January. His original imprint at Image was Mad Ghost. And now, co-published with Image, Jeff Johns' new publishing arm is entitled Ghost Machine, and he's bringing along Peter Tomasi, Ivan Reyes, basically anyone you can think of who illustrated a comic for Jeff Johns is defecting from whatever they're doing right now at the Big Two and coming to Ghost Machine in 2024. Next up, G.I. Joe issue 302. This is by Larry Hama with art by Chris Mooneyham and colored by Francisco Segala and lettering by Pat Brousseau. Cover A by Andy Kubert. Here's the Joe that passed away last issue. Not a main Joe, let's put it that way, but they did pass away, so R.I.P. Next up, we have Star Wars Revelations issue number 1. This is a one-shot that has little short story teases of what's to come in 2024 for the Star Wars line. This is by a whole mess of folks. Basically, anyone who is writing any of the ongoing or miniseries Star Wars related at Marvel right now. And I got this specifically because it has a High Republic era short story, and I collect all the High Republic Marvel and now Dark Horse stories. Next up, we have Undiscovered Country, the delayed and solicited issue number 27, with the 20 years of the Walking Dead team up cover. This is another cover. This box is just cover fucking heavy of cover buys. There's Negan about to whack the head off of the desiccated corpse of Uncle Sam. And this is cover C, and it's by regular series artist Giuseppe Camuncoli. This is co-written by Scott Schneider and Charles Soule, with art by Giuseppe Camuncoli, with Grassi, colors by Wilson, and letters by Crank. I collected all of the last arc, which I believe was called Disunity. I have the trade paperback already checked out from the library, and I'm still collecting through this series. It's not even a monthly; it's like a quarterly book at this point. It comes out so sporadically. Next up, we have Green Lantern War Journal issue number 4. This is by Philip Kennedy Johnson with art by Montes. Cover A by Montes. Montes is fast enough to do a monthly. He's solicited through issue 7 without missing a jump. And we'll go ahead and give a shout out to Martin Coccolo at Immortal Thor. He's solicited through number 8 of Immortal Thor with no skip or fill-in. Here is Animal Pound issue number 1 from Tom King and Peter Gross, with colors by Tamara Blondvillain. Cover A by Gross. This is gonna fill the gap until Ablaze brings us back our Animal Castle, which published 3 issues in the spring, and with no particular notice or any further solicits, just stopped mid-series in, I think it was April or May. And now through March's solicits, still no return for the Animal Castle. Here is cover. This is Star Wars Revelation. This is the variant cover. Cover B. And this is looking like Rod Rise as well, but I will double check that. Start here. Yep. No, Rod Rise was the A cover. And look at it there. Take one more look here. I'm going to say this is Felipe Massafera, based on that squiggly signature at the bottom right. Because I don't think it's the other person listed. Next up, Rare Flavors, issue number 3, cover A by Felipe Andrade. Rom V, Felipe Andrade, from The Many Deaths of Layla Starr. This is their thematic sequel to said title. That was about death, taking or being fired, and then having to work her way back into the good graces and live as a human. And this is about an ancient god of war, or ancient demon of war, who really enjoys culture and food and people, and felt really butthurt when Anthony Bourdain died back in, I guess that would have been either 2019 or 2020, and quit. He's like, I quit being this demon god. I'm gonna live my life as a human on Earth and take Anthony's place and make an even better documentary about culture and food and far off places. And it has a cool conceit to his plan that I really enjoy. I won't spoil. The Devil That Wears My Face, issue number 3 from Mad Cave Studios. Written by David Popose with art by Alex Cormack and letters by YouTube's Justin Birch. Cover A by Cormack. I think there's 2 issues of The Devil That Wears My Face published in December, if I'm not mistaken. Here is Marvel Gods, issue number 3, Jonathan Hickman and Valerie Schiti. Cover A by Matthias Mahanini. Here it looks like we're going to be introduced into this new character here, and this may be him too. And this is the guy they fought in issue 1. I'm blanking on the name. Had a cool sounding name, and he tried to end the universe, and they were able to take him down. And next up, here's one of my favorite ongoing series at either of the big 2. This is Batman Superman World's Finest, written by Mark Waid with untouchable main art by Dan Mora, especially when he's colored by Tamara Bonvillain. This is Return to Kingdom Come Part 3. Cover A by Mora. Always, people always say, this is a top of the stack book for me. For me, it's more like, this is towards the bottom of the stack. Because I always read the stuff that I might consider to be more of a chore off the top. And then I work my way down to the nitty-gritty goodness. So we got like 3 books in a row, unironically, 4 books in a row, unironically, that are definitely going to be residing more towards the bottom of the stack as they get closer and closer to the creme de la creme. And we're going to jump back up to more closer to the top of the stack. We have Amazing Spider-Man issue 40, next part of Gang War by Zeb Wells. John Romita Jr. is returning for main art for the entirety of the Gang War. Inked by Scott Hanna, colored by Marcio Maines. I've been getting, for the most part, I've been getting the cover A's by John Romita Jr. on this run of Amazing Spider-Man, unless it's super hideous like issue 39's was. And then I opted for the foil variant and the wraparound Stegman, I believe I did. Here we go. Here's one that I almost canceled my order for, but it was too late. Joker Harley Uncovered, issue number 1. Let's see if this one has a little storyline. That, well, for the most part, I'm going to find that other page here. For the most part, no. One picture says, so good together. Another one says, but better apart. Maybe there's a third. That's a beautiful Harley cover. This is one of, I love Brian Bland's Joker. He's beyond reproach as one of the sickest Joker artists, ever. But where did it go? It's like I see pictures, they fly by. Here it is. Okay, he's beyond reproach as one of the best Joker artists, ever. I mean, you got the Killing Joke cover and all the art in the Killing Joke, sick. The greatest Joker stories ever told soft cover. There's a hardcover, but find the soft cover. Look up the soft cover for that cover. It's a homage to the Laughing Fish. It's by Bland. It's sick. But then, and then he did this. Okay, first, to take the paint off, that's beautiful Jennifer's on right there. But look at that. That's atrocious. What, did he get his face, bashed in from the top so it's all smashed down? The mouth looks pretty cool. Punchline looks okay. But that's horrible. I mean, that's subpar Brian Bolland. Subpar. Very subpar, but this cover is beyond reproach. So Beyond Reproach by Alex Ross. This was on the original Batman Harley Quinn one-shot special from Paul Dini, where she was introduced into the DC universe proper. That I had that one-shot, and I sold it for all of $5 back when I was auctioning for about 3 months back in 2021. Was it 2020? I believe it was the beginning of 2021. But I didn't know what it was worth, you know? I guess nobody knew what it was worth. I actually was on a late night auction where I had everything like pre-stickered and you would show off your stuff like, this is buy it now for these. I had it for $5 the first night. Nobody said shit about it. The next time I went on, it was more like a normal time of night. I went through my buys and and people couldn't wait to get their hands on it that time. And they went, you really had this up the other night? It couldn't have been. I would have snatched it then. I'm like, nobody wanted it the other night. But anyway, back to my point. This is such an iconic piece of art that I believe flipping through this, I saw no fewer than 3 takes, homages to this, homage to the homage of this cover by Alex Ross. Interesting that they would publish that. Here we are with Shift one shot. This I believe this was a 4-part series in the Image 30th anniversary 12-issue 30th anniversary celebration. It was like 12 prestige format one-shots with all sorts of 8 to 12 page stories per issue. And I believe the first 4 issues included Shift. I remember reading the first issue because it had a Radiant Black variant. The second issue had an Ice Cream Man story, so I did not read Shift in there. I never finished it, so I'm really looking forward to finishing Shift here. Cover A by Igor Monte. This is written by Kyle Higgins with art by a whole slew of familiar massive verse names doing art. I'm having to guess that this must have a cover gallery towards the back with this many artistic names there. But Shift is a guy who was I think his suit is powered by the Radiants themselves, and then he knows other people who are also powering their suits via the Radiants. Yep. Next is Wonder Woman issue number 4, I believe. Yep, issue number 4. Tom King and Danielle Samperi with cover B, I think. No. Cover D. No, that's not cover D. Cover C by Julian Totino Tedesco. I think issue 1 I got the A cover, and then 2, 3, 4 I got the Totino Tedesco variant. I did not like the Totino Tedesco for 5. It was an extreme close-up of her face, and it was just a face. So I, again, went for the regular A by Samperi, which is really nice looking. And then I believe I'm going back to a Tedesco cover on issue 6. Up next, the finale to the Transformers number 2 second printing character spotlight covers. This is Soundwave. It's pretty freaking awesome. Soundwave with a laser beak up on the shoulder. The big honking gun and Ravage chilling down by his feet. It's by Jason Howard. This is Transformers number 2 second printing in the B cover. Like I said, I'm going to make a video up showing off this whole set of these type variants when the time comes that they have discontinued putting them out regularly, I guess. Wolverine number 40, cover C by John Cassaday. This is X-Men 60th anniversary. X-Men 60 Uncanny Years variant. I don't know if they all said that on these variants. I didn't really put my face up close to that, but I believe this is a homage to obviously Astonishing X-Men, which Cassaday was the main artist for the entire run. I'm pretty sure it didn't come out monthly because Cassaday strikes me as someone who is most definitely probably pretty slow. I quit Cassidy with Beland and Quietly, and who's the other guy who draws really slow? Jamal Campbell. Here we go. This is the one. This is definitely the best for last. This is the Joker Harley Quinn uncovered Alex Ross foiled out of its mind variant. DC doesn't skimp on the foil; it goes all the way around your book at DC, and I believe Marvel does not, but I could be wrong. They could put it all the way around. But yeah, I was gonna cancel that trade dress one that I mentioned a little bit ago, and switch it to another one of these because of the virgin factor. But I got it back. I sold my I sold my I sold my original Harley Quinn one shot for $5, erroneously. But now I got the art back at least, and now I got it back in a virgin foil, which is pretty sick. I don't think I'll ever meet Alex Ross ever, but I don't think I would deface this with a signature in any case. All right, that was December 20th at Discount Comic Book Service. We'll break open this eBay purchase from Ron's Comic Closet. I'd like to thank Ron's Comic Closet for having all of these, in particular, all four of these, or is it three? I think it's all three of these gap fillers for these books that I somehow spaced out ordering. I believe it was the it was either August for October or September for. It wasn't September for November. It was definitely had to be August for October or July for September. Anyhow, nice job packaging here with the extra cardboard inside the fresh Gemini. Get some points for that. It's a nice packaging job, and they had it wrapped up inside of the priority legal size. That's how I ship 1 to 5 comics myself when I sell. Here's the invoice. I believe I ordered 6 books. I needed the 3, and I added a few more to make the overall cost more even out to around like $6 or $7 a book rather than like $10 a book for $3. So before I reveal these, I'll let you know one of them is indeed the plot holes. So here we have plot holes issue number 4 and 5. And Project Riese, issue number 4 and 5. And the alternates, issue 3 and 4. I have alternates number 1. I have plot holes 1 and 2. And now 4 and 5. And I have Project Riese 1 and 2. And 4 and 5. And now... And this stuff is where it gets crazy. Here is Project Riese issue number 3 to fill in the gap that I somehow... It's weird, there was like 3 miniseries of all things that I somehow spaced on ordering. Here's Project Riese issue number 3. Now that will fill that gap. And these next two, for sure, for absolutely sure, I remember adding to my order at one point or another before I finalized and paid, and somehow they did not get ordered. Here's Alternates from the World of Minor Threats, the Alternates issue number 2, cover B by Ryan G. Brown. This is Ryan G. Brown? Yeah, this is Ryan G. Brown with an E, not Ryan Brown E-less. who does the sick ass painted covers. This is the guy who did 8 Billion Genies, I believe. Ryan G. Brown. And then finally, for the gap fillers, this is the Plot Holes, issue number 3. I believe this is cover C, which is a Masters of the Universe homage. I'm not entirely sure. It'll show me who the artist is on the back, though. I can just pull up Mr. Backboard. Alright, Masters of the Universe homage cover C by Josh Perez. Not familiar with that artist by name, but pretty happy to fill up my gaps. So now I've read issue 1 of Alternates. Now I have 2, 3, 4. I've read 1 and 2 of the Plot Holes. Now I can finish out the series. 3, 4, 5. And read the first 2 issues of Project Riese. And when I grabbed issue 4 of Project Riese and read the first couple of pages, I'm like, I went and I checked my past orders, and sure enough, I missed Project Riese. That's over at Mad Cave Studios, written by Zach Thompson with art by Jeff McComsky. The Alternates is written by the creators of Minor Threats, Patton Oswalt and Jordan Blum. Not Jason Blumhouse, but Jordan Blum of comics. And the series is illustrated by Christopher Mitten, with Tess Feller, Ian Herring, and Nate Picos. And I believe I believe this is also triple written, Blum and Oswalt, with Tim Seeley filling out that writing crew. So now I can finish out these miniseries. I believe Project Riese has an issue 6 still to come. And to fill out that order from Ron's Comic Closet, I grabbed another couple cover A's on the Department of Truth. I collected all of the cover B variant 1 through 16 of Department of Truth. And then after issues 16, 17 through the end of the run, 21 to this point, the cover B's were 1 in 25 ratios, which I can't afford as easily as open order covers at $2-3. So I had never had A covers on any of the series, so this is issue 12 and issue 9. So now I believe I have issue 9 all the way up to 17 in A covers. And I think I have issue 3 or 5 in an A cover, because I still had it at my local comic shop on the shelf far longer than I ever had any good right to be. That was the first A cover I bought on a Department of Truth way back a few years ago. And here's another crack at getting my hands on a World Tree number 1 that isn't the original Air cover with the darkened artwork. I believe this time I have succeeded. I can clearly see what's going on down here in the bottom right corner, and the stickers and posters on the wall. I'm going to check out the cover stock. It's according to Billy at Economics and Comics. Definitely, yep. This is definitely what he described as the second version of World Tree number 1. He described this kind of wobbly cover stock that, when you get a new book, that means it's new and it's making that sound. But he mentioned it did have these kind of I can get that on camera. Can't really see it because it's black on black. You can kind of see that line. You can kind of see that line right there. Look to my glasses. Look to my glasses right under the cover. See that line that's showing up. And then here on the top corner, of course, these are just these are how they came off the press. So, but this is the original reissue of when they put it out. And then I guess a couple weeks after this came out, a third version of cover A, still in the first print, which was even better still condition, and even slightly, you'll be able to see this slightly better as well. Because I remember the first, the darkened covers of World Tree, the Error, that was more of like a matte paper cover stock. And this is definitely a glossy, you know, that kind of sound when you give it a shake. So I'm happy to finally get something that isn't the Error. I've ordered extra copies from Billy because he has like a butt ton and he charges only like $2 before his additional discount per cover that you order from him. And when I ordered again from him a couple covers, they were again the Error to my eye. I couldn't see this action when I didn't get this. Finally got this cover stock. Finally, I'm happy to get one, and I hope I eventually get that third version, so I can get, so I also can have all three stock options, or cover stock options, not like stock options like stocks. All right, everybody, that will finish out the year here at the Mad Respect. I think I'm going to kick off 2024 with a brief live where I'm going to go over my resolutions for the year. I have one resolution that is set in stone that I will take care of right there live on that video. I do it on one of my full days off so I can actually go live when it's not like 4 o'clock in the morning when I usually get home. And then I'm also gonna have I'm gonna snazz up my setup here. I'm gonna have a backdrop that just showed up, and I will test that out during the first month of 2024. So expect new and greater things from the madness or the Mad Respect. I'm not gonna take the madness. That's a great series at AWA. I'm not going to steal that from them. But it's going to be extra mad to kick off 2024. So, and then I may try to cobble together my best ofs to some extent in that first live of 2024. I can't guarantee it will be after this coming weekend, but most hopefully be that'd be like the 10th or 11th of January. So we'll see you again then. You'll probably see me, if you don't see that live first, you most definitely will probably see me unboxing the books from the last week of December on a pre-recorded video. That may end up being my first video in 2024. All right, take care out there in the community, everybody. Ring in the new year. Kiss your girl if you got one at midnight, and hopefully you have that time off. I don't. I'm gonna be ringing the new year at a card table, but I shall be making double time. So happy New Year, everybody! I had a great 2023, and here's to an awesome 2024. Take care out there, everybody.